We've already done a full shelf video for our Nintendo Switch collection, but now we want to dive in deeper and we want to show you the games that we are most excited about having in our Nintendo Switch collection. Back when I first got the Switch, I thought it would be a console that I would be playing a lot more often. I thought due to the portability of it, it would be one that would just make sense in my life. It wasn't the console that I ended up playing the most on over that generation, but I kept collecting for it. Maybe I collected for it because I was hoping there would be that game that would grab me and make me finally, play on my Switch. So that's why I ended up collecting a lot of these for the Nintendo Switch. And I'm pretty excited to have these games in our collection because of the fact that some of them can't be played anywhere else. So Switch might be the best place to play them.
So it's going to be pretty obvious that I'm the apprentice today and you're the
wizard, I guess.
The wizard?
Yeah.
I expected teacher or something. Okay, you can be the wizard.
Sword of the Stone, and
okay. So
Fantasia, so...
Okay. But I'm still the apprentice. We know that. You're the wizard. So let's talk Switch games today. So we're looking at the games that are a little bit unique, unusual, sometimes rare, and games that we absolutely wanted to have in the collection here.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think I have a really fun one to start with. I hope people know about this game.
You're starting strong.
I am starting strong. Here we go. We're going with Little Inferno. This is a physical that was put out by Super Rare. And this is actually our son's probably most played and most beloved game on the Nintendo Switch. It's a very weird game. We've covered this one before, but I just think it's worth putting in here because not only is it obviously going to be a little bit more of a rare game with Super Rare Games, but I did look this up on eBay. It's not crazy expensive, and this actually has a steelbook in it as well. I would love to see this steelbook, but our son has said absolutely not.
He's gonna have this in the collection forever.
Yeah, he was like, no, we are not opening this. We even have the little cards on the back still. I mean, this thing is we're keeping it in pristine condition, but such a weird, bizarre game. Super fun one, too. You're just throwing things into the fireplace and seeing how it reacts to the fire, and you're trying to look for weird combos in the fireplace. So this is pretty cheap digitally, so I definitely recommend just playing this game no matter what. But also, if you end up loving the game like we did, look for the physical also, because, yeah, this is a really cool one to have. I feel a little bit weird showing this one because I do know this is one of the most expensive games in our collection, actually. But still, Miitopia, again, one of the most bizarre games I have ever played. And I had no idea this one was so rare, actually, until we were doing another video about these games. And it really surprised me because this is a, first-party Nintendo game. But yeah, it's and also due to it being so weird, I wasn't actually sure how much of an audience this game has, but apparently it has been gaining an audience because now we're getting a new one on the Switch too, and I'm thrilled about that because these games, they need to be experienced. So if we can't play this game, now on the Nintendo Switch due to how expensive this one is, just look for the next one that's coming out because it's gonna be great. Here's a little bizarre title that I first got digitally, and then when I saw the physical for Billion Road, had to have this game. One of those games where you just wouldn't expect it to get a physical. It's limited run, and this is a really fun Monopoly style game. It's my best way to explain it. But you also have you have your own little monsters, and then you're also defeating bigger monsters with your little monsters and sending them out there, and you're acquiring businesses across Tokyo. It's kind of cool, actually. You get to know the cities of Tokyo pretty well and what their specialties are. So I think this is a really fun party game, actually. So, again, play it digitally first. Go pick this one up, especially if you're into party game. But if you, again, like it, check out the physical. Again, I don't think this one's too expensive, but it is limited run, so you're probably going to have to find it on eBay or something like that.
I just realized the first three games here are from that one weird and unique video.
I didn't mean to do that. I know.
But it was a great video. I really enjoyed it. But this was early Scarole and Rumble days when we were still cat snacks and video games, basically.
That's so true.
Yeah, but that was a fantastic video. I love that video.
I didn't even mean to do that. But it's true. They went in that order. All right. Well, this is not in that game because these are actually new additions to our Switch.
And they're not weird and unique.
I'm not going to promise that. Okay. We have first the Great Ace Attorney Chronicles. Now, this is one I wanted to add to the collection because I believe this is the first time we got like translation of this game in the US. So I think this was only put out in Japan before, and now it finally came to the US on the Switch. So we have this one. And then we also have Ace Attorney. This is the Apollo Justice trilogy. And these are, I mean, honestly, the Ace Attorney series are fantastic. You've even played the Ace Attorney game.
I did. Phoenix Wright, I played.
That's the original, yeah.
Yeah, I really enjoyed that. And these are mostly handheld games, right? This is like DS, 3DS, and no, I thought it was really good. I mean, it's a little bit long.
Yep.
But just if you're just chill playing and go through these cases, I mean, music is great, and then the drama is off the hook.
Yeah, absolutely.
Off the chains.
Very, very memorable characters in these games, and I'm excited to finally get to play this one as well. Here is one of those indie games. This one did come to multiple consoles, but still, Omori. Now, this one has a physical for, I believe, the PS4 as well. I don't think it's the PS5. I think it's PS4 and Switch. Got the physical from Fan Gamer for this one. And this is a really amazing, darker RPG. Highly recommend this indie RPG. It's one of the favorite games in our collection. But I just wanted to throw this in here because it is a physical that's still readily available from Fan Gamer. You can get this just like regular price. I believe it's like $35. So worth adding to your collection. This one did not get a physical on the Xbox at all. And matter of fact, the digital game even got pulled from the Xbox marketplace. So I would highly recommend buying the physical for this game.
Absolutely more reason to get it on the Switch.
Yeah.
To have a physical for it.
Mm-hmm. We have another bundle of games, and we're going to do this one first.
Yeah.
Okay. First, we have Deadly Premonition Origin.
And this is essentially the Xbox 360 slash PS3 game. So I do think it's just a port. It's not a remaster. At least when it came out, I heard it wasn't running that well on the Nintendo Switch. But I haven't played it personally. Played it on the 360. But I feel like we just had to have the physical for this due to, obviously, the next game here.
There we go. We have Deadly Premonition. Is this 2 then?
Deadly Premonition 2, A Blessing in Disguise.
Nice. Okay.
Which is what you bought me as a gift just to have it. And then we ended up getting the first one as well. But yeah, this is a Nintendo Switch exclusive. Didn't come out on any other console. And I'm always intrigued whenever that happens. And it'll just force me to play more on the Switch too when I have these exclusives that only came out there.
Yeah, what a unique exclusive for the Nintendo Switch.
It's very strange, and I don't think a lot of people expected Deadly Premonition to come back, but, you know, it's been an all-time cult classic, and when the second one was announced and the physical, you know, we just had to pick it up because it is definitely a very strange game.
Here is a trilogy that is only on the Nintendo Switch physically. Yes, Cat Quest you can get digitally across all consoles. However, this Fur-tastic trilogy is only available on the Switch. So I felt like we had to get this one in our collection because I think the Cat Quest games, I've been following these games like ever since they first brought the first one out. And I just think they're cute, they're fun. I mean, they're great little co-op games as well to play with your friends. So at least I think the second one added the co-op, but they're, you know, fun little games. And also, I don't know, it's kind of pun-tastic here with the Fur-tastic trilogy. So I wanted to have in our collection.
And this one's for you, Matt Lockwood, because you remember us from Cat Snacks and Video Games. So this one's for you, the Fur-tastic trilogy.
Here's another one of those rare games, but still, you gotta try to add this to your collection if you can. That is the Super Mario 3D All-Stars. I remember I wanted to get this game right away, but I also was thinking like, oh, it's a Nintendo first party. It should be fine. I shouldn't have to get it. And then I was watching it start to sell out everywhere. And so, yeah, I totally I think I did the curb pickup from Best Buy just to make sure we could have this game.
Those are always the ones that screw you over, the first party ones, right? It's just always the weirdest. I mean, this one is a great collection, of course. But...
Yeah, I mean, I had to have this in the collection. We got, Mario 64, we have Mario Sunshine, we have Mario Galaxy. So, wanted to have this one in the collection, absolutely. So I didn't want this one to sell out and get away from us and not have it in the collection. And also, it's kind of funny because right now I know the Mario Galaxy and Mario Galaxy 2 collection is kind of getting rare, or at least it's like $70, and I don't know why it's that pricey. And I haven't got it yet because I'm kind of thinking, but I already have Mario Galaxy on here, so I'm paying $70 just to get Mario Galaxy 2, essentially. I don't know, unless there's something else on that game that I'm missing. Either way, I'm glad to at least have this one in our collection. Here is another weird indie game. World of Horror. Now, this one I remember seeing at PAX many years ago, and I think just the overall design of their booth intrigued me enough. I was like, wow, what is this game? Now, this looks like, it's kind of interesting, right? But then you see these creepy characters here, and you realize, okay, wow, this looks very different. Pixelated, it's black and white. It's definitely got some horror elements going on. And it's like a love letter to Junji Ito and H.P. Lovecraft. So that's quite the combo to try to make a game off of. Definitely wanted to have this. This is another one of those fan gamer games. It is still actively being sold on Fangamer, so you can still buy this one. And I don't think it's on, I think it's only on the Switch available for the physical. So this is one I would definitely try to add to your Switch collection. This is like a remaster, actually, of a game that I used to love back on the PS2. That is Dokapon Kingdom Connect. This is a game that was on the Wii, I believe, and also the PS2. And on both of those consoles, it's kind of gotten rare. So when I saw that they were making a new one, kind of doing a remaster of the old one, I definitely wanted to get this one in our collection because it's been harder to get the older version of this game for the older consoles. So excited to have this one again in the collection. At least that's how it feels like to me. And this is another one of those party games / kind of like Monopoly or Life game that's really fun. I think these games, to be honest, like this one and Billion Road, are even more fun to me than Mario Party. I know that might be pretty audacious to say, but I just think like they're more unique, they're more fun, they're more interesting. And so definitely check out Dokapon Kingdom and check out this Connect version. Here is a sequel, I guess, to a classic from the PS1. That is Brigandine, The Legend of Runersia. Brigandine from the PS1 era is very expensive. I mean, that game, I think, sometimes has been up to like $400 when I've seen it. I don't know, may have even gotten as high as like $600. That's the game I played back in the day. And I don't believe I'll be able to add that one back into my collection anytime soon unless suddenly these games like hit rock bottom. But anyway, when I saw that the physical was getting a sequel through a limited run, definitely wanted to get the physical for this. Again, I don't remember completely if this one also came to PS4 or PS5, but I have it for the Switch, and I think that this is a pretty special game to have a physical for. I also saw that there is a new Brigandine coming out here soon, but I believe that is coming to PlayStation and maybe multiple other consoles. But I'm excited to see the Brigandine, strategy game making a comeback and continuing to just like keep up with the same type of strategy games that they're well known for. So again, glad to have this one in the collection. Here is a classic. We have Castle Crashers Remastered, and this is one we bought directly from Behemoth website. I don't even know how else you can get this one. I've only seen this one at PAX. I have seen it in some game stores, and I think they're like way overcharging for it.
As always.
And so this is one of those games again where I'm like, go directly to Behemoth website. I believe it was only like $35 or $39.99. It wasn't that expensive to get this game. And this is just one of those classic games. I mean, I think we own the digital version of Castle Crashers across multiple consoles because we have played it so many times. We played it so many different versions of it, remastered, original version of it.
But there was no other physical.
Exactly.
Like, the Switch is the only physical that we're aware of, at least. And because, this was originally an Xbox Live Arcade game. And throughout the generations, they've been remastering it.
Absolutely. So this is one, again, I'm like, go to Behemoth's website, get this game. I think this is like a classic game. It must be experienced if you haven't experienced it already. And also, go get the physical from them.
Really fun couch co-op game.
Yes, it's amazing. Here is another little indie gem, Snufkin, Melody of Moomin Valley. This is a sweet, cozy, beautiful game. And actually, we got the deluxe version of this, or the collector's edition version of this, and we recently opened it, and we will be featuring that in an upcoming unboxing video. Because this one got some of the coolest stuff, I think, in the deluxe edition. I mean, I was super impressed with it.
Yeah, I totally agree with that. Like, I was blown away, but we're not doing teasers for an upcoming video. But I just wanted to put that out there as well. This is one of my favorite childhood cartoons. I don't think I read the books as a child, but the Moomin Valley show that I watched was amazing. Snufkin is like his friend, the wise friend who plays his harmonica and goes on travels, and he's a bit of a philosopher. And I'm so thrilled to see something like this come out on, it came out on all the consoles, but that collector's edition I think was only for Nintendo Switch.
One cool thing to also say about this is that recently it was announced that there will be a sequel coming for this game as well. But in the next one, you're going to be playing as Moomin Troll. So, and it's like winter time, and it just looks beautiful. And I think this game is just a really fun, charming game, and I'm really excited that we have this in our collection. And one more thing to kind of note about it, I just thought was interesting. I had to double check my emails basically, because we did get this from Limited Run. However, I don't see their name anywhere on the back here, interestingly enough. So, but yeah, this one did come from Limited Run. I don't know if it is an actual like Limited Run game, as in like a numbered version of it. I think it might just be, maybe they just published this one for Hyper Games. So
yeah, maybe they publish it with Raw Fury or something. Or yeah.
I mean, so I don't know. I thought that was kind of interesting, but definitely look at Limited Run to see if they are still selling this one. I think this is a quality, like physical game to add to your Switch collection.
And support Norwegian developers, because there are not that many of them.
That's very true.
This is a Norwegian developer. We have plenty of Swedish ones.
Yeah.
We don't have many Norwegian, so support them.
Exactly. Here is another first-party game that I wanted to add to our collection. Advance Wars 1 and 2 Reboot Camp. I love these games on the Game Boy Advance, and it's been a really long time since I played them. Also, again, it's one of those old games that's pretty expensive to add to your collection, especially if I wanted to add both Advance Wars 1 and 2. It would be very expensive to add those original Game Boy Advance games to the collection. So honestly, this is like a great deal, and this is a great way to play these classic games. And if you've never played Advance War games, they are strategy games. They're just, I don't want to call them simplistic turn-based games because they are difficult, but I say simplistic as in easy to learn the rules, and to just like pick it up and get into it. But still very difficult, and you will need to learn strategies to get around it. So yeah, really interesting games. This is a really interesting first-party game that was put out by Nintendo, and I'm excited to play it again on the Switch. But I recommend getting this one because, yeah, I could see this one going up in price too. Here is a rare kind of RPG from Square Enix. That is I Am Setsuna. This is probably one of the first games I added to our Switch collection. Like in the very beginning, I was so excited I love this game. I bought it digitally, and I was like, this game's so beautiful. It's such a solid RPG. I was really hoping to continue seeing more from this company. It was just very promising indie game. I don't know for sure. I'm trying to remember now. Is that did this even get a US version, or was there only like a physical version put out in Japan? It is in English. That's the interesting part about this one. And if you look online, you will see like other I Am Setsuna physical games, but this will be in Japanese. And for some reason, this one's in English. So I know I searched this out. I searched it, and also this is all in English as well. So I must have done my research back then and picked this out for a very specific reason. But either way, I'm really excited to have the physical of I Am Setsuna, because it's just one of those RPGs I haven't seen another of this kind put out on any consoles. So, let alone the Switch.
Well, it may have been that the US release was more expensive, maybe, and then you got the Japanese one. That's typically what you would see. Yeah, we had that happen to a PS4 game that we did. But yeah, that could be it, but you never know.
Maybe. I know. That's why I was like, I don't remember why I got that one, but there's a reason. Here is another bundle, and both of these are exclusive to the Nintendo Switch. First one is Bayonetta Origins, Cereza, the Lost Demon. This looks to be a very different style Bayonetta game. You can see in just the art style alone, but also just from looking at the back, you can really tell that this is going to be a little bit more of a unique Bayonetta experience.
I do believe it is, yeah, but it's still by Sega and Platinum Games still, so it still is the original developer of Bayonetta.
Yeah, so this is one that, I don't know, I'm kind of excited to check this one out. We added this one to the collection a little bit more recently, but still definitely want to check out this game and recommend adding it to your Switch collection. We also, of course, had to add Bayonetta 3 because the Bayonetta games have been super interesting, right? I mean, they're like across all these different consoles all the time.
I love the history of the Bayonetta games because you had the first Bayonetta game was PS3 and Xbox 360. And then you had Bayonetta 2, which was Wii U. And then you had Bayonetta 3, which is Switch only. So very strange. I don't know how Nintendo pulled this off, where they basically took Sega and Platinum Games, and then whatever they did after that, they published these on Nintendo consoles only. And, I think it upset a lot of people that they didn't get to play it on any other console. But yeah, that's what happened. And they had the exclusive games there.
So we obviously felt like we had to get this on the Switch so we can complete our Bayonetta collection, even if it spans across multiple consoles.
Yeah, it's a really fun series, and really fun games too, I would say.
Yeah, also a really cool amiibo. Here's another weird one, and one that I don't know too many people know about this.
There's a lot of weird ones, today.
That is Chaos Head Noah, also Chaos Child. So this is a double pack. It's also the Steelbook Launch Edition. That's why we added it to our collection mainly, is because we love Steelbooks, and Switch Steelbooks are so interesting and just so weird.
They're tiny.
They're like small little, Steelbooks. But this did not, I believe, I know that the Steelbook didn't come to any other console, but I don't even think the double pack came out physically on any of the other consoles.
I don't believe so either, because I know that obviously in 7th gen you had the Chaos Head Noah, and in 8th gen you had the Chaos Child, so they just combined this into two, a double pack, like you said. And I actually played the Chaos Head Noah on Xbox 360, so that's the only way I knew about this, and I know that obviously Chaos Child is one of the newer ones, but I do think, they're pretty straightforward kind of visual novels, and this probably was translated, I would guess, because I played it in full Japanese. So I had to use a guide. So these may be translated, actually.
Yes, I would believe these would be fully translated because this was sold just regular, on Amazon. So this would be probably a lot of people's first and only way to play the Chaos Head series games, which these are quite popular in Japan.
Yep, they are. We saw a lot of visual novels on especially PS Vita, I would say. Mm-hmm. So it wouldn't surprise me if this initially came out on the PS Vita, because you sit on the train and you play these visual novels as you're on the long train rides in Japan.
Exactly. So this is one I did look this up too, and it doesn't look like it's too expensive, and I think you can still find it pretty readily available on Amazon. So I don't know, one of those weird, interesting ones to add to your Switch collection. And for the last one in our video, with a little bit of an interesting story, I think, too, on both of these. First one is Ori and the Blind Forest. This is the definitive edition for it. And I Am 8-Bit published this one. However, it was sold just in normal stores. This wasn't one of those I Am 8-Bit games that you could only pre-order from them or get on their website. It was just put out into stores. I think we found it at Walmart, right?
Yeah, I do think so. And like you said, it's a fascinating story with the Ori games because this was initially Xbox exclusive, digital only. And then they, in a sense, remastered it with a definitive edition. And they also released it for the first time outside of Minecraft, I believe. They released it on Nintendo Switch, which was unheard of at the time. Now, these days, it's not as unheard of for Xbox to release games on other consoles. But back then, it was kind of a big deal because even not considering Minecraft in this case, this game also had Xbox achievements. So if you had a Switch, you could link it to your account and your Xbox account, and you could earn achievements on Xbox through the Nintendo Switch, which, you know, early on, I think Xbox was trying to do kind of this crossover stuff that a lot of companies do now. A lot of consoles do that crossplay. And yeah, so about, I would say 10 years ago, they attempted to do this, and they did it successfully too. But this remains one of the few games that has that capability and that feature. So I think for that reason, it was worth having it for us, and just knowing that it was an exclusive on a different console, and they went out of their way to try to get this to work on the Nintendo Switch, and it just remains kind of like a unique case of that ever happening.
Yeah, I actually did start this one.
You did?
On the Switch, and thought that would be just like interesting to have on my gamer tag, you know, to see that there's this Nintendo Switch Ori game on my gamer tag.
But what I loved about it, though, we would have your Xbox signed in, and you played on the Switch, and the Xbox achievements popped on the TV.
Oh, that's right.
Yes, that was so funny. But, you know, it's worth trying it out. It's not too difficult to set it up. But if you have a Switch and an Xbox, I mean, this is really fun to link your accounts and everything. But yeah, like I said, unique case.
All of that, this is an amazing game.
Incredible game.
Yeah.
Really good platformer Metroidvania game. Yes, we love this one.
Yeah, it's a must play. And then we also picked up Ori and the Will of the Wisps. Just I think this one doesn't have the same capabilities, right?
It does not, but it is a better game even. So I think Ori and the Will of the Wisps is an even better game than the first one. So both of these, I think, on, you know, especially on the Nintendo Switch, these are great to play on the handheld.
Oh yeah,
you know?
Perfect.
Absolute, one of our favorite platformers, I would say, that we played. And you know, they had like a double pack as well, but we just had the two individual releases here, and yeah, I can't recommend Ori enough, really. They're really, really awesome games.
Yeah, super solid games. I mean, yeah, everyone should give these games a shot.
And yeah, we're ending it on a high note with the Ori games.
That was a more in-depth look into the games that we are just like most excited about having in our Switch collections, like the ones that we went more out of our way to make sure that we got the physicals in our collection because we thought it would be, you know, worth it in the long run. It's games that we want to play in the future. It's games that might only be available on the Switch, or they might just be super weird games that you're not going to play anywhere else.
And we also recommend that you check these out as well. See if you can find them for a good price. They're definitely worth having in your Nintendo Switch collection, especially if you're a new collector or you just want to add some unique games that you didn't even know about.
And if you made it this far, give us a thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't already.
And don't forget to check out our full Nintendo Switch collection right here. And we'll catch you guys next time.
Bye!